During the Cold War between the U.S. and the Soviet Union, each side hid spies within their embassies around the world. Somehow, the KGB easily identified the CIA agents masquerading as diplomats. The story is told in a recent article in the online magazine Salon by Jonathan Haslam, a professor at Princeton. Haslam explains that the CIA was baffled as to how the KGB could identify which people at U.S. embassies in various countries were really undercover American spies. The U.S. spies went to extensive lengths to blend in with the embassy staff. They had titles and offices and phone extensions. They were indistinguishable from the State Department embassy employees. But somehow the KGB knew who they were. The CIA leadership was convinced that they had a leak, a mole. But there was no mole. The real answer was much more subtle and much more interesting. Beginning in the 1950s, one KGB officer began to examine patterns of behavior. Over time, he noticed that some people were reassigned from one city to another, while other people always remained in one city. Sometimes an incoming person moved to the same apartment as a person who had just left. In the end, he made a list of 26 indicators. Most of them were just trivial, really, but together they painted a picture that identified the American spies. Your company isn't involved in espionage. So what does this have to do with your company, leadership, and values? Sometimes we declare things to be truth, but intelligent observers can see it's really a fiction that we've created, just like the spies appeared to be normal embassy employees until you look closer. In companies, this happens when we declare the corporate values to be of great importance, but our direct behaviors and the company policies and procedures contradict what we say out loud. Smart observers inside and outside the company will see the pattern and recognize the truth. In my research of companies with strong positive values, one of the things that stood out was the amazing consistency between what was said and what was lived out. The executives aligned everything about the company with the company's values, and it showed in their interactions and their relationships with employees and customers alike. But most companies and organizations that I've been a part of have had a similar problem that faced the American spies. Outwardly, the values are stated. They have a prominent place on the wall in the lobby. But to those who watch closely, they're just not fooled at all. Haslam says in the article that the CIA underestimated the KGB's brainpower to see behind the scenes into the real behavior that revealed the hidden. What about your company? You're an intelligent CEO, director, manager, supervisor, and you've hired intelligent people. Do you think they see behind the scenes in your organization? What patterns do they see in the day-to-day that you may not see from your vantage point as a leader? Your company is full of people that observe the patterns of your organization and the behaviors of your leaders and form opinions about what is happening. And my research suggests that what is happening inside your company is transmitted outside your company to your customers. And customers form impressions and opinions that impact their expenditure with your company. So what are smart leaders to do? The answer begins with us as leaders, and we'll discuss the implications in our next video.